This is Mussoorie. Mussoorie is a hill station located in the Indian state of Uttarakhand in the northern part of India. It is often referred to as the Queen of Hills and is a popular tourist destination. Mussoorie is also known for its architecture, with many of its buildings dating back to the British era. However, for us Tibetans, Mussoorie is more than just a hill station and a tourist destination, for the simple reason that His Holiness the Dalai Lama, after coming into exile in 1959, he was put up by the Indian government in Mussoorie for a year. And this is also the place where His Holiness established the first residential school for Tibetan refugee children. As many of you know, His Holiness the Dalai Lama fled Tibet and reached India on 31st March 1959. He took a train from Tezpur to Dehradun, and he reached Mussoorie in April 1959. And on April 24th, the Prime Minister of India, Mr. Jawaharlal Nehru, he came to Mussoorie and visited and met with His Holiness the Dalai Lama. And I'm sure many of us have seen the image and the video of Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru riding a motorcade on this very street you can see behind me, and you will also see him riding a horse on this road. Before I take you to the first residential school for Tibetan refugee children, let me take you to a beautiful viewpoint. Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today I'm in Mussoorie. I'm currently at the Dalai Hills. Dalai Hills is provided to the Tibetans after coming into exile in 1959 by Mr. Lala Rati Ram and Garg family to perform religious activities. Dalai Hills is blessed by many highly prominent revered lamas, and the most prominent are His Holiness the 14th Dalai Lama and 41st Sakyat Khongma Teaching Rinpoche. I'm sure most of us have seen the photographs of Ama Thani with the Tibetan children coming down the Dalai Hills after offering their prayers in the early 1960s. Here on Dalai Hills, on special occasions, especially on Tibetan New Year and on special occasions, Tibetans from Mussoorie and nearby areas come here and offer their prayers. So you can see a Tibetan family back behind me offering their prayers, burning incense, and they'll tie the prayer flags on these poles that you can see behind me. It's a really peaceful place, and I've been here before. Last year during the Losar, I came here with my whole family, and we offered our prayers. We hosted the prayer flags, so it was such a nice atmosphere, a nice feeling to revisit again. So after coming down from the Dalai Hills, you come across a beautiful vista of the whole valley, and I'll show you the CST, the Central School for Tibetan, as well as the Mussoorie homes. So this
this side of the hill, on the left is the first Tibetan residential school built in 1960. And on the adjacent, on the right side, you have the Tibetan Homes Foundation.
After coming down and reaching the base of the Dalai Hills, and onto your right, there's a small Tibetan Buddhist temple called Shedup Chömbe Ling.
The temple you see behind me, this is the first Tibetan temple built in exile in India.
The temple was built in 1962 and was completed in 1963. And it was inaugurated by His Holiness the 14th Dalai Lama in 1963.
So I'm inside the complex of the first Tibetan residential school, currently known as the CST, Central School for Tibetan. So this is the main building.
And seeing the boys play basketball, I couldn't help myself but joined them for a few shots.
This is the 공세래. Airball. Shot. 교수 김사걸. 김사걸. 나파 나로래. 로트기 개고치기야 되라도 술되라 제도 아니디 한다 된장 로트기 뒤에서 볼로탕
After losing to the boys, I then head to a very important location. Just outside the school complex, there is this house where His Holiness the 14th Dalai Lama was put up by the Indian government when he reached Mussoorie.
The government of India then arranged this place, this accommodation called the Birla House, to accommodate His Holiness the 14th Dalai Lama and his staff. His Holiness the Dalai Lama, he stayed in Mussoorie for a year till April 1960. So this is the Birla House. This is where His Holiness the Dalai Lama and his staff stayed. Behind me you can see the CST Mussoorie gate, and I've come here during the winter holidays, and you can see the Tibetan students, appearing for the board exam, studying on the roof. Yeah. I've come to a very important location, one of the places where it all began. This is the ground where His Holiness the Dalai Lama first inaugurated the school on 3rd March 1960. I'm sure you have seen a lot of photographs of His Holiness the Dalai Lama just sitting near the wall, facing the 50 Tibetan students that time, with the officials and behind him. So this is a very iconic place in terms of where the Tibetan education system first started, with this Tibetan residential school in Mussoorie. The such a be mixed chagi yore nganzo ki zenjo ki to lugi nang la such a de la thoma Mussoorie la anda ta mangbu je je gure anda nganzo ko ba mangbu je gure such a de la anda gyaurum je ki chidong gup ja chuju thamba 진짜 순배 세 숨닝가 될라 한다 될라 아니 럽다디 Mussoorie ki tenja 럽다 thoma 될라 차다바 데 운주나 아니 망부지게 되 제게 돼 한다 디 톱자 디게 티들라 한다 딩자치 될라 아니 샤캬강라 겸제슈 니게 겸제냠돌라 렌도 아니 한다 디 로조카게 젠다다 갸가슌기 고sab다 데체 아니 사데 강들라 한다 먼저기 한다 롭투 ngapchu Mussoorie ki 롭투 ngapchu thoma delma dusma dene ni 겨름지기 걸롭센데 교치 바로 망고 정서 영다지에 요래 다 사제디 대차기 요래 다들 믹스기 직 나랑 오늘 게르게 하르 소스나 안다다 사제 망고지 교와테 요래 강바 망고지 강바 니마즈 마 또르체 사와 망고지 겹데 요래 아니 한다 이네 한다 디 dobja디기 술들라 한다디 가르사디 dobja기 술들라 한다디 디직 한다 닝바기 슈 또스 하데 이거를 스팅가라 통송 디야 직 소만다로스도. This is the whole CST compound, school compound. We have the boys hostel there, the school itself, and then you can see the trail, the narrow trail that goes up to the small hike up to the Dalai Hills. Mussoorie gi ta nganzu ki loptu ngapchu and the gandala ngegi handa nyema handa tira ki handa the lonye soye ki leshin ando la ngegi nyamshu chene Mussoorie gi loptu ngapchu ki gandala ngegi handa nyentong jo soye nambu so khase de ya sende yo baina de thowa de ngegi handa de ki handa lingching ngegi tang yongi ani jida handa Mussoorie gi loptu ngapchu che nang lo la ngegi chandishuwa kansa mina kashe chine nyamdo ngegi chandishuwa ndikola anda chik anda Mussoorie tela anda shungi anda pa mingula de yore dana she yang ngege de chik tebre sunji de ngege lo ndigola anda dumga phensu namgela ki anda chadep ta kurangi anda rangnam nang lo la kurangi meze ki logyu nang lo la dich ko desha kuna anda di loptu ngapchu te nang lo la anda kuna re chik resha an kurangi de so yingu do anda di dikap de la ni chik thoma 아니 디 롭다 됐다 차답네 아니 쿠란기 한다 디 숨주 투쟁기 딱갑 당보 전전으로 숨주 투쟁기 제고 다 델답드는 쿠란기 한다 디 가서 디 가서 담주지 쿠란기 자좀나샤 안 담주디기 민들라 곤주들라 쿠란기 한다 디 디시에 커샤 한다 디 담주디 민라 주주기 칩규르라네 디 쿠란기 한다 디 잠나인 제 송샤 디 차데나라 제도 다나 시 한다야 Mussoorie gi handa loptu handa Mussoorie gi handa tatti lopta gi khalawre dikap dela handa dikap ki handa nganzo gi handa shirik kalem kungo zasa
gondile yose genzela
gi zasa handa Quran gi anti chade nangdula dishkosha handa di zego dikap dela handa chik ta enda chige gi rosoka gi handa 인지네 레 겨움제 득세 아니 가서 망부지 기지다 가서 망부지 고바다데 빠르지 요래 하나데 개고 춘주치 도스지 샴요래 개고드네 추 한다다 개고드네 겨움제다 저배 아니 한다데 코난주 한다데 가서 제주는 버디게 추페 되고 또스 상가태에서 상가태에 되고 인지 한다 인지 아잘라 한다 코란 한다다 이 챙기면도 패지 피셔이나 미스 피셔이나 코란다 또스 뭐 리로도 체수란지 커샤 한 치수 한다다 데 제고 정말 좁지 아니 직다 수수 지 낭로라 직가면 중요되고 하니 다디 아직 직 상가시시로 제디 템데도 지 제교도 지 데르치 코나샤 디지 아직 다스 직 엔데로 스텐소 데 다스 직 슈나로 스텐소 There's also a bungalow up there, actually, a British bungalow up there, which used to house the Tibetan students that have come here. Jida sumbe tse sumla, anda jidong gubje chuchi tambalo la, anda labda di thoma unzu nangwe jela, anda dawa khashi ji jela, anda pyoju kimde, damsala ne yangya lobchu ngabchu ngajik de josha. 아니 독스 진데 아니 데 laptop de gyake chingdo gyake chingsha 아니 지단에 한다 디나로로 여기 laptop 통망압 준낭로라 망치기 공로디 공로 주숨네 진에 숨주 수용하스 바라래샤 아니 디 망부지 한다 디나라 laptop 난게 망부지 한다 디레도 냐마기 슝샤바 수르바다 아니 지 고송 수르바데 망부지 동마 견돔 럽종 없이 담바지 데라도 디레 CST 기 동마 저기
럽도 디 운주 나웨 젤라 동마 한다 군딜레 요새 견젤라다 공원 지민 차릴라 넘버 2기 럽도기 조우 두개 셰나 labdegi dodre tige chasa ne thongma da gyarum je rangi ni kuge exam ma dusna du chigdong kubja tuju reji ge chidanga wa nanglo la ne gyarum juma delhi la chikyu kya ne gyaga ge sele ne ru da chete chu ani dikap de la ne gyarum je ge and mixe ge and tugu dige ge lobjong ko la ni ka me na indi ko la ani sele ne ru ne sheshe top ani dawa daga ra nanglo la ani gyaga shungi 별로 진솔라네 아니 초보사와치 아니 살존나 초보디기 아니 마스투리기 텔롭츠베 아니 랍타 셴바니 심라다 다질링기 아니 두겐 차산지 아니 겨가숑니 셰나샤 마스투리 랍타도 쳔바이나 아니 지동고지르지 지글로 다가라낭로라 진짜 고베낭로라 아니 겨가숑기 두스 지레네 아니 되게 두견 차상지 아니 겨가 숑기 아니 셰나 고주샤
His Holiness the Dalai Lama stayed in Mussoorie for a year from April 1959 to 1960. He spent a year in Mussoorie, and on April 29th 1960 and he moved from Mussoorie to Dharamsala. So he stayed in Mussoorie for a year.
In 2012, when His Holiness the Dalai Lama attended the Golden Jubilee celebration of Tibetan Homes Foundation in Mussoorie, he said, he has faced the most difficult and challenging period of our struggle when he was in Mussoorie for a year, and therefore Mussoorie holds a special place in his heart. So thank you, Mussoorie, and thank you, India.